Hey boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Think Different Television. Okay, so we are going to do some SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent, but now we're going to find a missing side. We're not finding the ratio anymore, we're finding the missing side. Why are we doing this? Because we're going to measure things without actually measuring them. How do you measure something that's really tall when you don't want to climb on top? You use trigonometry. So here is a couple of examples. So 13, 14, 15. Let's check it out. Boom. Here's what the note should look like. SOHCAHTOA missing sides. Trigonometry is what we're doing. So I always write SOHCAHTOA. Sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse right here. Cosine of theta adjacent over hypotenuse right here. And tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent right here. So that's what all of this foundational trigonometry we have is right here. Here's the first example. We have to find x, the missing side. So the trick with this is you have to figure out which of these three trigonometric ratios you need to use. Because if you use the wrong one, you're going to get it wrong. So the way to do that first, you have to label the picture. So obviously opposite the right angle is your hypotenuse. And then straight across the angle is the opposite. And the part of the angle that's touching the reference angle, that's not the hypotenuse, is called the adjacent. Okay, so now I look, what do I have here? So adjacent, that's empty. So adjacent is empty, so it can't be cosine because adjacent is empty. And it can't be tangent either because there's no adjacent, but there is opposite and hypotenuse. So I have x and 17 on the opposite and hypotenuse, so I have to use sine, because my given values of my triangle coincide with sine. There's no adjacent, so I can't use cosine. There's no adjacent, so I can't use tangent. So I have to use sine in this case. So this is what I'm going to do. Sine of theta, my bad, sine of 59. We know the angle, so it's not theta, equals opposite x over hypotenuse 17. So how do we solve this? Well, I'm going to create a ratio. So put sine of 59. This is a number over 1. So like, why is this a number? So first you got to hit mode. If you have a calculator, you got to be in degree mode. So whatever you're using, make sure you're in degree mode. So sine of 59, that's a crazy number like that. So this would just be like 5 over 1 or 10 over 1. Just treat it like that. So you cross multiply. So x times 1 is just x. And then this is 17 times sine of 59. So I take 17 and multiply by sine of 59, and I get about 14.6. So I'm rounding the nearest tenth, so 14.6, because 7 is in the hundredths place is more than 4. So x is about, because I'm estimating, I'm writing about 14.6. There you go. Okay, let's try another one. Here we go. Example 2. Copy this down. All right, and first thing I do is label my triangle. So opposite the 90 degrees, this is a hypotenuse. And then straight across from the angle, this is the opposite side. And then touching the angle but not the hypotenuse is the adjacent. So I have adjacent here and hypotenuse. I do not have opposite. So I have adjacent and hypotenuse where the x and the 20 are. So that means that cosine is this problem. Okay. So cosine of 27 equals adjacent x over hypotenuse 20. You got to make sure you go in that order, adjacent over hypotenuse. If you do 20 over x, it's going to be wrong. Okay, so put over 1, cross multiply. X times 1 is x. And then 20 times cosine of 27. Always write the cosine or sine or trigonometric ratio last. So x is approximately, let's get our calculator out, 20 cosine 27. 27 is approximately 17.8. There we go. Got it. All right, let's keep it going. Number 3. Last one I'm going to do, then you're going to be on your own. This one's a little bit trickier. Check it out. So first thing I do, let's label. So opposite the 90 degrees is the hypotenuse. Opposite this angle, the reference angle, is the opposite. And then touching the reference angle but not the hypotenuse, this is the adjacent. So it's a little bit trickier. If you want to move your paper around, you could do that. So what does it give me? Well, we have adjacent and hypotenuse now. Opposite is blank again. So adjacent hypotenuse, that is going to be, adjacent hypotenuse, that's cosine. So cosine. So the cosine of 51, make sure you do it in the right order. Adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is 10 over x. So this one's x over 10 because the adjacent was x. This, the hypotenuse, is x, so that means that it goes down there. Make sure you get that right. So that's why we cross multiply. So 10 times 1 is 10, and this is going to be x times cosine of 51, and cosine of 51 is a number. So if this were like 2x, I divide by 2. If this were 5x, I divide by 5, but it's cosine 51 times x, so I'm going to divide by cosine 51. Like that. So now I get my calculator or my phone. If you turn it like sideways, you can get trigonometric ratios or whatever you need to do in order to get the right answer. So 10 divided by cosine 51 is 15, about 15.9. There you go. And that makes sense, 15.9, because the hypotenuse is the biggest side. It can't be less than 10. There we go. Nice job, everybody. So what I want you to do is this. So I want you to do these numbers, the ones I have in my notebook. I want to do 17, 18, and then number 2 on the next page. So 17, 18, and number 2. So 17, 18 here, and then number 2 right here. Okay? 17, 18, number 2. Copy them down. 17, 18 right there, and then number 2. You have the PDF with you. You can look at that also. Okay? So let's check it out. 17, we're going to go a little bit faster now. So 17, this is going to be hypotenuse, and this is going to be opposite, and this is going to be adjacent. So we have, this is SOHCAHTOA. Sometimes just go off this. So you have opposite and adjacent, so that's tangent. Opposite and adjacent. So hypotenuse is blank, so it can't be this or this. So tangent of 40 equals opposite 20 over adjacent x. So cross multiply, 20 times 1 is 20, x times tangent of 40. There we go. So opposite of multiplying is dividing. We divide by tangent of 40. There we go. So 20 divided by tangent of 40 is x. 20 divided by tangent of 40, and we get about 23.8. There you go. Let's do this one. Number 18. That's 53, by the way. Sorry. So we have hypotenuse here. We have opposite here, and we have adjacent. This should be automatic for you at this point. So we have opposite and adjacent again, so that's going to be another tangent, opposite and adjacent. So we have tangent of 53 equals opposite x over adjacent 12. Cross multiply. X times 1 is x, and this is 12 tangent 53. Okay, now multiplying 12 tangent 53. Doot. X is approximately 15.9. There we go. Squiggle, squiggle. Got it. Number 2, 25 degrees, x and 20. What do you get? Oh, there's another tangent. Nice. So tangent of 25 equals opposite over adjacent is x over 10. Cross multiply. 10 equals, x equals, my bad, x times 1 is x, equals 10 tangent 25. So 10 tangent 25 is approximately 4.7, because this hundredths place is more than 4, so this goes up to a 7. There you go. got it. Nice job, everybody.